Hello YouTube, today I'm going to show you how to make your way around the user interface of Autodesk Maya. In this tutorial I'm going to be using Maya 2016. Right, to start off, you've got your menu bar at the top. File is just your general file tab that you'd have at any other program, same with edit. And create, this is where you create your objects. Select gives you a bunch of options. Modify, Windows where you'd have your settings and preferences, and display so you can control your UI elements. But mesh, edit mesh and mesh tool will be what we'll cover in this tutorial, and this is what you'll be using most of the time when you're using Autodesk Maya. If you're using previous versions of Autodesk Maya, you should see polygons here. In Maya 2016 you'll see modeling. The other tabs are just for rigging, animation, visual effects and rendering. But today we're only going to cover the modeling section. To navigate your viewport, hold Alt and left click and you can rotate round. And if you don't see this grid, just click right here and you should see your grid here. So hold left click it, hold Alt and left click and drag your mouse and you can rotate round. Hold Alt, right click and pan your mouse left and right and you can zoom in, or you can use the scroll wheel. But right mouse and Alt works much better and it's more smooth. To start off we're going to go to create Polygon Cube, and here we've got a simple cube. Now if you click W, you'll get your move tool. Here you move it on any axis. And if you do the boxes here, you move it on 2 axes at a time. If you click the center, you move on any axis. And if you click E, you can rotate your cube. And if you click in the center, you can freely rotate it. And then if you click R, you can scale your cube up and down and on any axis. Or, for any of those, you could type in the channel box here. As so. I'm just going to undo that with Ctrl Z. Right, now you can select your cube, but if you select the corner you might get this vertex selection and you don't want that. So you're going to have to hold right click, object mode, and then let go, and then you select your cube. You can click R to scale and scale it up. I'm just going to round this to 11 so we're working by the grid. And also if you want to snap to the grid, you can use this tool here. So if you move, it'll snap to the grid in increments like that. Right, to start off, I'm going to extrude a face. So to select a face, hold right click, go down to face and let go. And now you can select a face, any face on your cube. I'm going to select this face. And you can snap to grid and move your faces so. But I'm going to extrude my face. So if you go to edit mesh and then you go down to extrude or Ctrl E, you can extrude your face. And this adds a division along here, and that means that I move this face independently of the rest of the cube. And then if you click this face with still in face mode, click this face and you try and move up, this will slope with it. So you want another edge loop so you can move this up independently of the other part of the cube. So you want to go to edit mesh, extrude again, or to repeat the last action, press G and then you move it up. Now this face is independent of this part of the cube here. And you can scale this out so you get really strange effects, and it's all independent of this part. Of course, it still affects this part of the cube until it gets to the other edge loop. Now I'm going to show you how to add a division edge loop so you can separate it manually. So if you go to Mesh tool up at the top and Insert Edge Loop tool, and you go to Tools, you go to Relative Distance from Edge, then you can choose where you want to insert the edge loop. So for argument's sake, I'm going to just insert mine here. So now you've got some edges. Now, if I scale this face, it'll only affect everything up until that edge loop. And another cool thing with the edge loop tool is if you go onto the edge loop tool again, so Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop tool, if you go to multiple edge, you can define how many edges you want. So say if I wanted 10 here, it'll place 10 to the nearest edge loops, and it'll cut it evenly apart. So as you see, I was dragging my mouse and I couldn't move it because it does it equally apart. So now I've got different edges and I can select the faces separate, or I can extrude them and I can create something like stairs. So that's edge loop tools and extruding faces. Now I'll show you rotation. So you can rotate freehand like this, or you can snap in increments of say 45 degrees or 25 degrees. And to do that, you go to your tool settings, and here under set snap, if you go to relative, you can define how much you snap to, and then you can snap along in 25 degree increments, or you can change it manually using your keyboard. I'm just going to leave it at 25. And if you turn it off, because you don't want it like that and you just want a freehand, when you need it, you can just hold the J key, and as you can see, it changes on here. You hold the J and you turn it, and it snaps in increments. Now I'll show you how to duplicate objects. So if you hold Control and press D, now we've got another selection of the object. Got the same object. So if I press E, hold J, and rotate it 180 degrees, change my increment stat to 90, just say 90, I'll say 45. Oh, turn it off, hold J, and there we go. Right, now we want to move the pivot point so we can snap this face with this face. So if we hold the D key, or you press the insert key on your keyboard, then you can change the pivot point. So now the point of rotation, centre of rotation, is this area here. But I want to snap it to this face, so then I can snap it to this cube. So to do that, we'll go up to the top, and you can snap by grid here, or you can use this tool, and this snaps to different points on a shape. So you click that, press insert or hold D, and it snaps to a face. And now if you click insert again or release D and you drag across, it'll snap these two together, and as you can see, they're not overlapping. But I could also bring this apart, select the face, keep the snap on, and snap the face across. Just like that. That concludes our tutorial. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.